Hey there, happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you're having a great trading day. Just gonna go over some tickers and overall what I'm long. Hopefully, I watched the video from yesterday. As I mentioned, I was long QBTS. I got stopped out today, and it's one of these things I'm working on as a trader. Is letting these run, and I'm getting better and better at it. But like in out of the open, as you see right here, I pretty much just sold because I was aiming for a gap up. I pretty much got long, as I mentioned, from the range break at 37. I'm somewhat chasing, but I saw the strength, and I was expecting a gap up, and we didn't get that, so I sold. And in hindsight, looking back, obviously, I should have held this, but it's okay. But I'm just gonna go over the themes right now in the overall markets. Again, you have energy, you have AI, you have quantum, okay, and energy, and as well with these minerals, basic materials are going. But I'm currently long two stocks, but I'll go over some stocks which I traded today. AI has been a hot theme. NUAI is a stock that I should be long overnight, but I am not. It's the same pattern, okay? And again, I want you to understand something. I don't know who you are, but I always tell you, you don't have to try to reinvent the wheel, okay? The same setups happening now. You know that if you're missing this hot the themes right now, that's fine. Study it, use it, because I guarantee you, 5 years from now, the exact same setups are going to be here. Okay, this is 5-star opening range highs. I mean, it's a recent runner, you know, and it's pretty much a flag break, you know. And as I mentioned, these are the best ones that make a big move, pull back some sense, and they have another leg higher. And I did get long this yesterday or 2 days ago, last week I think, and we didn't have a gap up, and I sold. Okay, just because a setup doesn't work doesn't mean it's a bad trade. No, I would take this trade 100 times out of 100, and I know out of the 100 trades I'm gonna come out a net winner. Okay, it's all about playing the odds, and I watched it again. If a setup doesn't work, don't ignore it. Okay, if a setup works, if a setup doesn't work, keep it on your backlist, set price alerts, and when it tests that area again, buy it. Okay, because again, the market does not give a shit about your feelings. Your job is to trade. So if it gets topped out, even intraday, and if it hits that level again, buy it, rebuy it. The setup's valid. And I missed the initial opening range high out of the open, but again, as I mentioned, you really don't want to buy a stock that's greater, that's up to the average true range. So the average true range on this particular ticker is 46 cents, meaning the intraday range roughly is 46 cents. So I don't want to chase this up. I did get long pretty well at 280, risking of course low of day, and I added more. But just buying pressure issues intraday. Again, I want, as a swing trader, my job is to think big picture. That's how you make big money in this game. Thinking big picture, like on plays on RGTI, QBTS, AQMS, I'll go over. All these theme plays, okay? I want you to think big picture. That's where the big money is made. In swing trading, is thinking big picture, widening the lens to say. And I got shaken out in this intraday dip here, as you can see here. It shook me out. I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm not going to be in this. Because there's other tickers alerting. And again, I have a small account. And I have buying pressure issues. I'm not making shit up. But it shook me out. And as a trader, swing trader, you can't let these intraday swings shake your confidence, okay? Because this is a valid setup. It's a hot theme play. And you're going to have intraday swings like this as a swing trader. That's why it's called swing trading. But it closed really well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this gap over 340. And who knows? I mean, I may get long, but the setup was today. You know, it's not going to be tomorrow. But congrats to anyone who did get long that one. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. But this is picture perfect. This is what I do over and over again. These type of trades. Again, big move, pull back, somewhat sideways, and range break. And I'll go over another one right now. AQMS is a metal theme, hot sector play. TMQ is today's pretty much top runner. It's a metal theme. A lot of metal themes, but I'm just gonna go with the trades I traded today because I'm not gonna bore you. NUI, CRML, 5-star. Again, this is one I was talking about big picture. I was long this in the freaking 16s, 15s. Now look at it. It just shook me out, and I'm learning as an individual. That's why I do these, to help me learn. It's a part of the process. I don't even know why I sold, to be honest. I got long on this day here, as it was breaking out of that range, you know, and I sold. I got long this day here. This day here, I got long. There, and I sold pretty much whenever it rejected, you know, and again, I didn't keep this on radar because in hindsight, the best time to buy, sometimes the best stocks that go higher and break out are gonna test that level and fail, test that level and fail, but hold the support level, hold it, get tighter and tighter and tighter. Then you have moves like this, you know. So the point is, just because your trade does not work, does that mean it's not valid? Focus on the hottest stocks, focus on the setups in that particular sector, you know, and always focus on the one with the highest ADR. Okay, this one's roughly 20%. So again, this is a metal theme. Again, you don't want to buy it here. If you buy it here, you're likely to never make it in trading. There's no edge there. You wanted to set ranges, okay? But 2 stocks I am long, another metal theme, LAC. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. You should already know what I'm about to tell you. Same type of move. Big move. You got that pullback. Couple days. That bounce day. Sideways tightness and range break. And I didn't get long at 750 the first initial day, but it stopped me out. I wanted to go. But look how it set this nice flag pattern up. This is a 5-star flag. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. And I got long today. You know, I was on this, and I want you to, I always tell you, people doing this, I know some people watch my channel. Please, I want you to keep a database of stocks. This is how you get good at this stuff. It's repetition, okay? You know, the stuff on the bottom here, like the annotations, this is the day before. I do this for every stock that I potentially want to trade, so I have it in my mind. And I pretty much called it, you know? Range is over 889, and when I hit that price target, I got long. You know, that's a thing, that the easiest part of swing trading is taking a trade, because most of the work is done the night prior, or pre-market, of course, when you do your scans. But this is 5-star flag pattern opening range high break, theme play, metal theme, and this has been a runner in recent years, a long time ago. And number one thing I like about this stock is the volume, okay? And number 2, look how it's neglected. You know, it's beaten down. So these are the best ones that have potential to run, in my opinion. But it even set us back over here in 21, you know, same type of deal there. But who knows? I'm long this one. My average, what is my average? Let me see real quick. I have a small account, so it just depends. What is my average? Not great. 950. Again, I was adding to this as it was going to strength. But I have about 2,000 shares. I'm down right now, but it is whatever. But yeah, the pattern is valid. 5-star on whoever caught this. Theme play, again. The best stocks offer numerous entries, okay? They don't just go straight up. The best ones offer numerous entries. I want you to remind yourself that. Just because you missed a stock on day 1, don't take it off radar. Set it on a backlist. Study the patterns. Look how it holds the basis. Look how it's holding the trend line. And look how it's holding this on the 10-day. That's a sign of strength, okay? And most importantly, look how it's holding right here, okay? Near previous resistance becomes support. Okay, and that's all it is. It's basic stuff. Another hot theme is AI. I mentioned this on my Twitter account. Go follow me if you don't know that. on Twitter. It's Curiosity Trades. This stock, SOWN, has been a retail favorite of recent past years, and I mentioned this numerous times on my video lessons this year. I got long right there. It was a great swing. I got long right here, but it shook me out. This is a slow grind, but this is what you want. This is the basic premise. Because look left, it has ran before. This stock reminds me exactly like QBTS. Well, that and RGTI. Look how it's basing, that big bounce and consolidation phase. And we'll talk about this one in a moment. But it just reminds me of that one. And most importantly, secondly, well, the theme play, it's AI theme. The short interest on this is extremely high. And number two, it's a range break. Look how it's basing really well. And again, in terms of momentum, as a trader, whenever these moving averages are surfing, rising, that's a sign of strength, okay? The trend is still intact. It's that momentum shift whenever they're on the decline, whenever they're rejecting, like on open, okay? You see how these moving averages, the 10-day and 20-day, even I like the hourly better, but well, both work. But I'm talking like if you could identify the trend day intraday, look how it's, what's a good example, I guess. But see how it's sloping downwards. That's going to act as a wall, meaning the trend is changed. That's why everyone is getting bent on RGTI and getting bent on QBTS and getting bent on IO and Q. There's no reason to short this because look at this stuff. This is perfect. Look how it's surfing the moving averages. It's a steady grind. And as I mentioned yesterday, we need a blow off top on this. We need something parabolic. And until then, it's going to be a steady grind. Because there's just layers of shorts that are trapped in this. And the more layers you have, that's more buying pressure because you have to buy to cover in a sense. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll go back on that. But SOWN, I am long mainly because of the reasons as I mentioned. It's a hot theme. AI, I do believe is going to be a major theme in the next coming years. I think it's coming to take over a lot of things. Big picture, I can definitely see this going to 25 in the big picture. It's just managing the trade, managing the trade. And because I remember trading it this day here, and the freaking breakout was 5-star. But yeah, it's just one of those trades. Again, I'm long. My average on this one, what is my average on this one? My average is good on this one actually. My average is 1950. I got long as it was just breaking out of the range right there. 5-star. I'm long roughly 1,000 shares. Again, small account. Don't judge me. But we'll see what happens. Again, with this method, you trail 10-day. Again, you should know I don't really day trade as much anymore. It's just I realized most of the big money is in swing trading. Cause that's where we get the big moves, like an RGTI. If you have a method around this, which I do, which you should know what I do already. But if you master this one setup, you really have a skill for life. I bought this at $20, okay, and I sold quite well in the 30s. And I missed the initial buy at 31, but it's just funny. But it's just like, I know I'm only 26, and the skills I have with me are forever. But yeah, but SOWN, I'm long. Sorry if I get off track. SOWN, I'm long, AI theme. LAC, I'm long, metal theme, ideally gap up continuation. It's really all based off the metals. Trump has been, again, I want you to understand, in a sector, you always have a sector leader in a sense. And it's your job. Look at this stock. This has been going parallel. These are the metal themes. CMRL has pretty much the leader. LSC, I'm long. There was another one that was long. UAMY is hilarious. That's a funny one. USIR, I was long. This one I butchered as well. I'm not perfect. But this is a 5-star setup, as I mentioned in the yesterday video scan. lesson. You know, have that tightness, and I did get long right here, but I got shook out the next day, and look where it's at now. That just happens in the market we're in right now, but it's fine. Some other ones I'm watching, BKKT is pretty much the exact same carbon copy of LAC pattern. I want you to look at the same thing there. It's the same premise. It's a flag pattern. BKKT is a Bitcoin theme play, but the pattern there is still it's Bitcoin, I believe, right? Is it Bitcoin? Is it Bitcoin? Yeah, it is Bitcoin. Oops. But the pattern there is still valid. As you can see there, you know, you got that big. This is a 5-star breakout. I missed that one, I believe. But that's a 5-star. That big move, pull back towards the moving average and range break, and even on the hourly, you know how it's setting up that nice intraday channel there. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Again, I mentioned this on my Twitter page. But that's pretty much it. Again, with these quantums, you know, let me see my quantum list here. With these quantums, and pretty much, I think we're near, I don't know nothing anyway, but you don't have to try to catch the top, you know. Malaise is a 5-star one. I butchered this one. I was long this. Right? Where was I long this, Victor? I called this on my Twitter page. I don't have that many followers, almost like 1,000. I wish I could get 1,000 before New Year's. That'd be cool. But I call it this. I said quantum backlist. Again, former runners can run again. I don't even know if I mentioned this. I think I did in my video scan maybe prior. But former runners can run again. That's the main point here. And that's what we got. And I did get long this at some point. I believe it was this day here. I did get long. I can look real quick, maybe, but well, no, it'll take too long. But that's the art of trading, you know. Everything's going up right now. But this is the quantum, and with these quantum plays, you know, you really just have to be patient and never say they can't go higher. You know, you always have a quantum sector leader, and that's QBTS and RGTI and really, what's the other one? IO and Q. You know, who knows? There's no trade on this right now. I'm not going to talk about short selling. I have a pattern, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm just trying to show you one specific setup that I do. But it pretty much goes over what I said with the moving averages. You wait till it shifts downwards on the hourly, then there it is. But I think we need a parabolic, like a blow off top. Like a gap up, squeeze mode, then yeah, that's pretty much that what I'm talking about. But other than that, let's just see what I'm watching for tomorrow. Let's just go over. Again, I have this right here. I call it opening range A+ setups, meaning that these are the potential trades that I'm watching to take next week. Not next week, tomorrow, or just on backlist to say. NUAI, I already went over. DVLT is what I'm watching. AI theme, again, look how it bounced at the 10-day. Look how it bounced at the 10-day. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. So ideally, I'm watching this over 240. Over 240 to be a potential setup. It's an AI theme on this one. So that's a 5-star setup on that one. Again, if you watch this tomorrow intraday or whenever, just I want you to look at the stocks, okay, and understand why. CMRL, metals, just ideally, again, no trade, just patience on that one. NVTS, I believe this one had a deal, AI deal, I believe. This is going to be a potential delayed reaction setup on this one. And I want to go over what a delayed reaction is. They get a partnership with NVIDIA on what I'm looking at the news on my screen here. So I'm development advanced microchip. So it's like quantum based semiconductor. So I'm watching this because the short interest on this is extremely high. Again, you don't want to buy it here. It's just no. You want to let it build a range, let it go sideways, let it prove that it wants to go. And long-term charts, again, always look at the volume. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Supply and the demand is there. Short interest is high, and I'm pretty much looking for a delayed reaction. And what I mean by that is a stock that you've seen before, like on which one was it? BE is a perfect example of a delayed reaction for potential, even tomorrow, to say. Well, no, that's the bad one. Something Iron. Iron was a perfect delayed reaction. You know, you had that gap up EP, and you had that sideways for about 3 days. 1, 2, 3, 5 days, whatever. And you have that range break. That range break right there. Now look at it. Strongest stock in the market. That's what I'm talking about. And again, I'm not saying that which one was it? NVTS is gonna go to freaking, you know, the ultra day high days of 22. No, I'm just saying that I think this has more leg to go higher. Over 14 or over 13, really. I mean, I use the hourly. You could use whatever, but I use the hourly chart. Over this level, I can see it happening. Yeah, but that's a backlist one for sure. The volume is there. Lays, ideally more continuation trail. But I'm going to end this here because I just want to go over those two stocks. But that's really all I'm watching for tomorrow. That's really all, though. I'm just trying to look at something real quick. Let me just go over this real quick if I see anything else. No, LSCM long. But again, most of the work is done in the afternoon. FSL's a nice one, Charlton Day. It's an energy theme. Recent runner. I missed it. But this is what it takes, you know, and most people are not willing to do this so not long. And it's just boring old habits. That's what it comes down to. Okay? That's what it comes down to. LIDR is a backlist one I'm watching. It's an AI as well. But okay, that's really all. Again, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to post this right now, so probably tomorrow you'll watch it. So not long. Charlton Day, LICM long, Charlton Day. Alrighty. But hopefully you'll have a good trading week. I'll see you next time.